Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue that is already making waves in Port Charles and among longtime fans of General Hospital. The iconic Nurses' Ball is just around the corner, and this year, the spotlight is firmly placed on one of the most shocking and emotionally loaded returns in recent memory, the long-anticipated reappearance of Michael Corinthos. But this is not just any comeback. This is a new era for the character, marked by a new actor, a new tone, and a chilling emotional distance that promises to reshape not only Michael's personal trajectory, but the dynamics of the Corinthos family and those orbiting their ever-complicated world. Michael's return is confirmed, and he is set to make a public appearance at the 2025 Nurses' Ball. However, the man stepping into the role will not be Chad Duell, the actor who has portrayed Michael for over a decade and whose presence helped shape Michael into a conflicted, deeply loyal but emotionally vulnerable adult. A few months ago, Chad Duell officially announced that he had ended his contract with General Hospital. The decision, reportedly amicable, signaled a significant transition for the show. One that many believed would either quietly write Michael out or put the character on a long off-screen hiatus. But now, the production has confirmed that Michael will indeed be reintroduced, and he will be portrayed by a new actor moving forward. While fans have speculated about who the recast might be, GH producers have opted to withhold the name until the official on-air debut, creating even more suspense around Michael's return. What we do know is this. Michael's re-entry into Port Charles is set to occur in grand fashion during the Nurses' Ball, and the ripple effects will be immediate and far-reaching. The gala begins like many others in the past. The Metro Court Ballroom glows with light, music, and celebration. Lucy co-hosts the event with her usual flair, performers take the stage, and Port Charles's elite gather in high fashion, mingling under chandeliers and enjoying what is supposed to be a night of unity and generosity. Carly Corinthos is in attendance, of course, radiant and emotionally on edge, holding out hope for a miracle. Her son has been out of sight and out of reach for months, recovering from a devastating burn injury in Germany. Despite limited updates, she has always believed Michael would return stronger. And he does. Midway through the night, as the music dips and the crowd begins to settle into their seats, all heads turn toward the ballroom entrance. There he is, Michael Corinthos. But this time, it's not just a return. It's a transformation. Gone is the vulnerable, conflicted Michael of the past. The man who enters the room walks with a strong, confident gait. His face bears no visible scars from his previous injuries. He wears a sleek tuxedo, his expression calm, composed, and strikingly cold. For a moment, no one moves. Then, Carly rises. Her eyes well with tears. Jocelyn gasps. The crowd buzzes. It's a moment of emotional overload. Carly embraces her son. Joss follows. The two women, overwhelmed with relief, celebrate Michael's return. Carly, in particular, is jubilant. Her mother's instincts were right, he survived, he healed, and now he's home. But not everyone is celebrating. From across the ballroom, Willow Tate and Drew Kane freeze when they see Michael. Their expressions darken, and tension instantly floods the air. This wasn't part of their plan. For weeks, Drew had been preparing for the next stage of their legal battle. A courtroom showdown with Carly over custody of Wiley. Michael's prolonged absence was a pillar of their strategy. With him overseas, unable to appear in court, Drew believed he could argue that Michael had abdicated his parental responsibilities, leaving Carly to speak for him. It was their advantage. And now it's gone. Worse yet, Michael doesn't just return physically, he returns with power. His medical recovery appears complete. He stands tall. He exudes certainty. There is no hesitation. And when his eyes meet Drew's, there is no warmth, only quiet fury. Willow, already rattled, begins to feel short of breath. Her heart pounds. The emotional pressure, seeing the man she once loved standing strong and angry, becomes too much. Moments later, as another performance begins on stage, Willow collapses. The crowd panics. Nina rushes to her daughter. Drew calls for help. Paramedics arrive quickly, placing Willow on a stretcher. Doctors suspect a cardiac episode brought on by acute stress. She is transported to General Hospital immediately. The event is momentarily paused, and the news spreads fast. But one figure remains notably still: Michael. He watches the entire scene without moving. There is no rush to his former wife's side. No visible concern. He watches coldly as Drew and Nina escort Willow out of the ballroom. Carly notices and turns to him, her expression filled with both awe and a flicker of worry. This isn't the Michael she remembers. Jocelyn picks up on it too. Michael isn't cruel, but he is controlled, hardened, and detached. He is no longer the man who once compromised and forgave too easily. He's changed. Back at General Hospital, doctors stabilize Willow. She regains consciousness but remains weak. Nina stays by her side, as does Drew. But the tension between them begins to surface. Drew knows Michael's return changes everything. The legal strategy needs to be rewritten. Their leverage has vanished. And worse, the man they now have to face in court is no longer passive, he's strategic, and possibly ruthless. Meanwhile, word spreads that Michael is not only back for the nurses' ball, but he intends to stay. He has already filed legal motions to reclaim full custody of Whiteley and Amelia, now that he is fully recovered. Diane Miller confirms she is representing him directly. Carly is firmly in his corner. The legal momentum shifts drastically in his favor. What remains to be seen is how the rest of Port Charles will react to this new version of Michael. Sonny is expected to make contact soon. Though father and son have had numerous falling outs in the past, Sonny respects strength, and he may find himself in quiet admiration of the man Michael has become even if their bond remains strained. Ava and Nina, watching from the sidelines, will also need to reassess their plans. With Michael back in the picture and ready to fight, any agendas that relied on his absence will now need to be shelved or revised entirely. One of the most intriguing aspects of Michael's return is the dynamic between him and Drew. Once close, almost family, their relationship is now fractured beyond recognition. Michael blames Drew for the collapse of his marriage to Willow and the trauma that followed. Drew, on the other hand, views Michael's return as a threat to the stability he's worked to build with Willow and the children. The tension between them is bound to erupt, and not just in court. Fans can expect a series of emotional confrontations over the coming episodes. Willow will eventually have to face Michael directly, and the coldness in his eyes will shake her. Carly will continue to support her son, even as she realizes he's not entirely the same man she fought so hard to protect. And Jocelyn, perhaps the only one who can still reach Michael emotionally, may try to bridge the gap before things spiral into full-blown vengeance. In the end, the Nurses' Ball 2025 will be remembered not just for music or gowns, but for a pivotal return, a moment that resets the power structure in Port Charles and ushers in a new version of a familiar character. With Chad Duell no longer in the role, the new Michael Corinthos offers a fresh energy, a hardened perspective, and a fierce determination to reclaim what he believes is his, no matter who stands in the way. Next, we will dive into the whirlwind of drama sweeping through Port Charles as a long-buried secret threatens to upend lives, shatter marriages, and redefine family legacies. The revelation that Giovanni Gio Palmieri is the son of Brooklyn Quartermain and Dante Falconeri is on the verge of erupting, promising emotional chaos, unexpected alliances, and heartbreaking decisions. As truths unravel and bonds are tested, the residents of Port Charles are in for a rollercoaster ride that will leave no one unscathed. Let's explore this explosive storyline, uncovering fresh details, hidden motivations, and the far-reaching consequences of a secret kept for far too long. A secret unearthed, the shocking truth about Joe's parentage. The quaint streets of Port Charles are buzzing with whispers of a scandal that could alter the course of several lives. At the heart of this storm is the staggering truth about Giovanni Gio Palmieri, a young man whose very existence has been shrouded in mystery. Sources close to the Quartermain and Falconeri families reveal that Gio is, in fact, the biological son of Brooklyn Quartermain and Dante Falconeri. A secret that has been guarded with fierce determination by none other than Lois Cerullo, Brooklyn's protective mother. For years, Lois has carried the burden of this hidden truth, believing she was shielding her daughter from a world of pain and judgment. But now, the walls of secrecy are crumbling, and the fallout promises to be nothing short of catastrophic. What drove Lois to conceal such a life-altering fact? Insiders suggest that as a young Brooklyn faced an unexpected pregnancy, fear and uncertainty overwhelmed her. Lois, wanting to protect her daughter from societal scrutiny and the complexities of young parenthood, made the difficult decision to bury the truth. She orchestrated a plan to distance Gio from Port Charles, ensuring that neither Brooklyn nor Dante would face the challenges of raising a child before they were ready. But secrets in Port Charles have a way of clawing their way to the surface, and this one is no exception. With Lulu Spencer hot on the trail, armed with a relentless determination to uncover hidden truths, the revelation seems imminent. Rumor has it that Lulu stumbled upon old letters and cryptic conversations that pointed to Joe's true origins, setting her on a path that could change everything during the much-anticipated nurses' ball. Brooklyn and Dante, a bond rekindled by parenthood. As the truth about Gio emerges, Brooklyn Quartermain finds herself at a crossroads, torn between her past and present. The revelation that she has a son, a child she never had the chance to know, stirs a profound longing within her to connect with Gio. She dreams of late-night conversations, shared laughter over family quirks, and rebuilding the years that were stolen from them. Each moment she spends imagining what could have been is tinged with both joy and sorrow, as she grapples with the guilt of not knowing her own flesh and blood. Yet, amidst this emotional turmoil, there is a silver lining. Dante Falconeri, Joe's father, appears ready to embrace this unexpected chapter with an open heart. Dante, known for his compassion and resilience, is reportedly stunned by the news but eager to step into the role of father. Sources suggest that he and Brooklyn have already had heartfelt conversations about their shared past, reminiscing about the fleeting romance that once defined their youth. These nostalgic moments, paired with their mutual desire to be there for Gio, are forging a renewed connection between them. Picture the two of them sitting by the docks of Port Charles, watching the sunset as they discuss how to introduce Gio to his extended family. Perhaps even planning a Quartermain Falconeri gathering to celebrate their son's homecoming. Their shared journey as parents is not just mending old wounds but also reigniting feelings that have long been dormant. Could this newfound closeness be the spark that reignites a romance thought to be lost forever? However, this rekindled bond is not without its complications. Brooklyn's guilt over hiding the pregnancy from Dante weighs heavily on her. She often wonders if things might have been different had she found the courage to confide in him all those years ago. Yet, Dante's willingness to forgive, understanding the fear that gripped a young Brooklyn, offers a glimmer of hope. Their evolving dynamic is a testament to the power of second chances, but it also raises questions about where this leaves Brooklyn's current life and her marriage to Harrison Chase. Harrison Chase, a heartbreaking in silence. Harrison Chase, the steadfast detective who has been Brooklyn's unwavering support, now finds himself on shaky ground. For years, Chase has been the rock in Brooklyn's life, standing by her through every storm. Their marriage, built on trust and mutual dreams, included plans to build a family through adoption, a dream that symbolized their shared vision for the future. However, the discovery of Joe's parentage has thrown a wrench into those plans, leaving Chase reeling from a blow he never saw coming. The pain of watching Brooklyn grow closer to Dante and Gio is almost unbearable for Chase. Every shared smile, every tender moment between the newfound family, feels like a dagger to his heart. He can't help but feel like an outsider in his own marriage, overshadowed by a biological connection he can never replicate. Compounding this heartbreak is Chase's personal struggle with infertility, a silent burden he has carried while trying to remain strong for Brooklyn. The stalled adoption process, once a beacon of hope, now feels like a cruel reminder of what he cannot provide. Late at night, as he sits alone in their once happy home, Chase wrestles with feelings of inadequacy and the fear that he might lose the woman he loves to a past he can't compete with. Tensions are brewing, and sources suggest that Chase may soon reach a breaking point. Will he confront Brooklyn, demanding clarity on where her heart truly lies? Or will he quietly retreat, unable to bear the sight of his wife building a family with another man? Some speculate that Chase might seek solace in his work at the Port Charles Police Department, throwing himself into dangerous cases as a way to escape his personal anguish. Others believe he could turn to a close confidant. Perhaps someone like Sasha Gilmore, for emotional support, inadvertently sparking new complications. Whatever path he chooses, one thing is clear: Chase's heartbreak could lead to irreversible decisions, with divorce papers lingering as a haunting possibility. The Nurse's Ball, a stage for revelations in romance. If there's one event in Port Charles that never fails to deliver drama, it's the illustrious Nurse's Ball. This year, the glitz and glamour of the occasion are set to be overshadowed by a bombshell revelation that will leave attendees and viewers gasping. According to inside sources, Lulu Spencer's relentless investigation into Joe's origins will culminate in a dramatic moment at the Nurse's Ball, where DNA test results are expected to confirm once and for all that Gio is indeed Brooklyn and Dante's son. Imagine the scene. The ballroom adorned with sparkling lights, the crowd buzzing with anticipation, only to fall into stunned silence as the truth is laid bare for all to see. As the news spreads like wildfire, Brooklyn and Dante will likely rally around Gio, determined to protect him from the inevitable gossip and scrutiny. Their united front could be a powerful moment of family solidarity, but it may also fan the flames of old chemistry. With emotions running high, a single glance or comforting touch between Brooklyn and Dante could reignite the passion of their youth. Fans are already speculating whether this public revelation will be the catalyst for a full-blown romantic revival, especially if Dante's forgiveness for Brooklyn's past secrecy deepens their bond. However, such a development would come at a steep cost, threatening Dante's ties with Lulu and further fracturing Brooklyn's marriage to Chase. The Nurse's Ball has always been a melting pot of love, betrayal, and unexpected alliances, and this year's event promises to be no different. Will Brooklyn and Dante succumb to the pull of their shared history, or will they prioritize the fragile relationships they've built with others? And what of Chase, who may be forced to witness his worst fears unfold on such a public stage? Some speculate that he might make a bold move, perhaps interrupting the event with an emotional plea to salvage his marriage. Others believe he could walk away entirely, leaving Brooklyn to face the consequences of her past choices. A love triangle and legacy in flux. As the dust settles from this seismic revelation, Port Charles finds itself entangled in a gut-wrenching love triangle that has fans on the edge of their seats. Brooklyn, Dante, and Chase each face impossible choices that will shape their futures and the legacies of the Falconeri and Quartermain families. For Brooklyn, the pull of motherhood and her rekindled connection with Dante are at odds with the life she's built with Chase. Can she find a way to balance her longing for Gio with her commitment to her husband, or will her heart lead her back to a love story that never truly ended? Dante, meanwhile, must navigate his own complicated emotions. His bond with Lulu, though strained by her role in unearthing this secret, remains a significant part of his life. Yet, the allure of a family with Brooklyn and Gio is undeniable. Will he prioritize forgiveness and a fresh start, or will loyalty to Lulu hold him back? And then there's Chase, whose quiet strength belies a storm of pain and doubt. His struggle to find his place in this new dynamic could either forge a stronger bond with Brooklyn or drive them irreparably apart. Beyond personal relationships, this storyline raises profound questions about family legacies in Port Charles. Joe's integration into the Courtemain and Falconeri clans will undoubtedly shift power dynamics and alliances. Will the Courtemains embrace Gio as one of their own, with Monica offering sage advice and Tracy issuing her trademark sharp-tongued commentary? And how will the Falconeris, known for their tight-knit bonds, welcome a new member into their fold? Some speculate that Joe's arrival could even unearth additional family secrets, perhaps a hidden trust fund or a forgotten rivalry that ties back to his conception. What lies ahead for Port Charles? As we await the unfolding of this captivating saga, one thing is certain: the revelation of Joe's parentage will leave an indelible mark on Port Charles. The emotional stakes are higher than ever, with marriages hanging by a thread, old loves threatening to resurface, and a young man caught in the center of it all, seeking his place in a world upended by truth. Will Brooklyn and Dante's journey as parents lead them to a new beginning together, forever altering the course of their lives? Or will Chase find the strength to fight for his marriage, proving that love can overcome even the deepest wounds? The Nurse's Ball is just the beginning, a spark that will ignite months of drama, heartbreak, and unexpected twists. Fans are already flooding social media with theories, from predictions of a full-blown custody battle over Gio to whispers of a shocking twist that could reveal yet another secret parent. Whatever the future holds, the residents of Port Charles are in for a wild ride, one that will test the limits of forgiveness, loyalty, and the enduring power of family. Thank you for joining us on ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for this in-depth look at the chaos surrounding Gio Palmieri's parentage. Stay tuned for more updates as this story unfolds, and let us know in the comments what you think will happen next.